or out loud.
Okay. Only two types of theories of criminal sentencing can be acceptable. Retributivist?
I don't have no idea.
Retributivist theories, which hold that the purpose of sentences is simply to punish, and rehabilitationist theories, which hold that a sentence is a means to reform the offender.
All right, so what does that mean?
There are two types of theories for criminal sentencing that are acceptable. The R theory, which says that the purpose of sentences is to punish, and the R theory, which means that a sentence to reform the offender.
Excellent.
A retributivist theory is not acceptable unless it conforms to the principle that the harshness of a punishment should be proportional to the seriousness of the offense.
All right, so what is the conditional statement for that sentence?
Theory is not acceptable.
Or how would you diagram this sentence?
To be like to be acceptable. I don't know.
So what kind of condition does unless introduce?
Oh God. Necessary?
Yes. So unless is the fancy one where it has the
Yeah.
N, so it introduces necessary, but we have to flip our sufficient, which you actually did because you put is acceptable. So if a retributivist theory is acceptable, what do we know happened?
The punishment was proportional to the seriousness of the offense.
Yes, proportional punishment. Excellent.
Okay.
Okay, and then go on to our next sentence.
Retributivist theories that hold that criminals should receive longer sentences for repeat offenses than for can I read that? Theories that hold that criminals should receive longer sentences for repeat offenses than for an initial offense violate this principle, since repeat offenses may be no more serious than the initial offense. Okay.
All right, so we actually have a conclusion for this one.
Mm-hmm.
But they're saying like, hey, people that think that repeat offenses should have like longer sentences violate this theory. Because why are they saying it violates the theory?
Repeat offenses may be no more serious than the initial offense.
Yes, and if I steal a candy bar, I should get like timeout for 10 minutes. If I steal a candy bar again, I should get timeout for 10 minutes. Like I shouldn't get 20 minutes is what they're saying. Yeah, excellent. All right. So this is a must be true question.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so go ahead and start with A.
No rehabilitationist theory holds that punishing an offender is an acceptable means to reform that offender.
Is that true?
Yeah. No, it is no.
Yeah, that's actually the difference, right? Like they actually believe that you should reform that offender.
I was like, what? No, it's Okay. Reforming a repeat offender sometimes requires giving that offender longer sentences for the repeat offenses than for the initial offense. I know it does say that it recommends they should receive, but not all the time. So
Reforming a repeat offender sometimes requires giving the.
I do like it.
Do we actually know that though? Sometimes requires?
No, because it's too strong.
Well, like, does it sometimes mean that we have to give them a longer sentence? Where do we talk about giving a longer sentence in our stimulus?
Right, retribution theories that hold that criminals should receive longer sentences for repeat offenses.
Yeah, and we're saying that violates it, right? Like we're saying that goes against it. So we're not even saying that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's not B.
Okay.
Okay. What about C?
Any rehabilitationist theory that holds that criminals should receive longer sentences for repeat offenses than for an initial offense is an acceptable theory.
Do we know that that's an acceptable theory?
That's why I'm so confused with this, because I feel like I'm reading everything that we just read in every single answer choice. I'm having trouble like figuring out.
Like we don't know, like
Yeah.
any rehab theory that says that they should receive longer sentences, we don't say up above any time when having a longer sentence.
But I think I'm stuck on like this part right here that you have highlighted in green. Wait.
We're saying that people that
I'm getting the wrong. Oh, sorry. I'm getting the wrong theories confused. I'm sorry. I'm getting rehabilitationalists confused with retribution. I'm sorry. I'm getting them. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. I understand what I'm doing now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I understand. Okay. Okay. I understand.
Awesome. All right. What about D?
All theories of criminal sentencing that conform to the principle that the harshness of a punishment should be proportional to the seriousness of the offense are acceptable. All theories, is that too?
All theories of criminal sentencing that conform to the harshness of a punishment should be proportional. So all theories that say that conform. Yeah, we don't know that all theories are too strong. Yeah, like we know that one of them is.
Yeah.
All right, so it's not D. And then what about E?
A theory of criminal sentencing that holds that criminals should receive longer sentences for repeat offenses than for an initial offense is acceptable only if it is a rehabilitationist theory.
What kind of condition does only if introduce?
Oh gosh.
Only also has the N in it.
Necessary?
Yep. So we're gonna put rehab theory on the right side. And then what's our condition, what's our sufficient here?
Criminals should receive longer sentences for repeat offenses.
Yes. And so all we know in ours is that the retribution theory like does not allow it. So what this is saying is that if there was one that had it, it would need to be rehab. So it's not guaranteeing that it's allowed, but they're saying like if we did have it, it would have to be the rehab theory because it can't be the retributive theory.
Okay.
So that's why it's E.
Okay.
Does that make sense?